You've been eating garlic wrong your entire life, and I don't mean slightly wrong, I mean wrong in the way that cancels out the single most powerful ingredient that garlic actually does before it ever even touches your food. Here's the part that will stop you cold. The compound in garlic that it's famous for, the one printed on every supplement bottle in the country, is not in garlic sitting in your kitchen right now. It does not exist yet. So what is actually inside the clove? Allicin, the compound that you thought was in garlic. It's not in the bulb sitting on your counter, not in the clove, and it is not there at all. What is in the clove are two compounds, one called Alliin and the other enzyme called Alliinase. They sit in two different compartments inside the cell, side by side, doing nothing. Separate them, they don't do anything. Put them together and bam, you got a volcano. The moment you break the cell wall of garlic clove, you're crushing it, cutting it, chewing it, those two get introduced to each other. The enzyme converts alanine into allicin, which means everything now depends on timing. And this is where everyone goes wrong when they cook with garlic. Alliinase is structurally a protein, and you know heat actually destroys proteins. So if you mince your garlic and slice it straight into hot oil, which is exactly what 90% of people do, and I've been doing for 30 years, you've killed the enzyme that's actually doing the job. I know this may be hard to accept, but there's real research behind this, and the research comes from Kun Song and John Milner at Penn State. They published in the Journal of Nutrition in 2001. As little as 60 seconds of microwave heating or 45 minutes in the oven completely block garlic's ability to inhibit carcinogen binding to DNA in the animal model. But that is only half the finding, and the second half is the reason I made this video for you. When they crush the garlic and they let it stand for 10 minutes before applying the exact same heat, the protective effect survived. Walk down the aisle at the grocery store next time. You'll find a jar of pre-minced garlic sitting right there. That garlic was chopped weeks ago, months ago. The reaction happened, peaked, and degraded long before the jar ever reached the shelf because allicin is volatile. It wants to break down. Its half-life is measured in hours. There's nothing left in that jar but a memory of garlic. You will find garlic powder too, which is even worse. Garlic powder is actually heated up during drying. And then you will find the supplement shelf, which is my favorite part. Oh, capsules labeled with the standardized allicin content. Except allicin has to be generated from that powder by the enzyme in the stomach, which is an acid bath that enzymes do not enjoy. And whether it happens at all depends entirely on how that specific tablet was coated and how fast it actually dissolves. And you cannot tell from pretty labels, people. Every step that made garlic easier to use is a step that removed the reaction. So here's exactly what you do next time you're about to make some garlic or you're cooking up some grub for the rest of the little ones. Step 1, fresh garlic bulbs, grown locally if you can find it. Garlic's easy to grow too. We got them in the greenhouse. Step 2, crush. Do not mince. Lay flat on the knife, the clove, and just hammer it. Boom! You want the cell walls broken as thoroughly as possible because every broken cell is another site where the reaction happens. Mincing is fine. Crushing is better. Step 3, walk away for 10 minutes. Leave that garlic alone for 10 magical minutes, my friend. This is the only step that matters and many people skip. Step 4, use it or lose it. Into the pan, into the dressing, into the vegetables, whatever you're going to do with it. So you know now how to get the most out of allicin in your garlic. What now? And why should you care? Because this is what happens if you eat allicin every day for 14 days. Number 1, blood pressure. Corrine Reed's meta-analysis pooled 12 vials of 150 people with high blood pressure, and garlic lowered systolic pressure by an average of about 8 points. This is the range of the starting dose of an actual medication. Number 2, cholesterol. In that same body of research, cholesterol improved from as little as a single clove a day. And number 3, allicin is a legitimate antimicrobial. In a dish, it is genuinely impressive against bacteria and fungi. It works in your food and in your body at an insanely cheap insurance policy. Number 4, garlic is one of the most densest sources of organic sulfur in the entire produce section, and sulfur is a raw material your body uses to create glutathione. Here's a bonus recipe from the cannoli kitchen to yours. Crush 4 cloves and then whisk them in 3 tablespoons of cold pressed olive oil, juice a half a lemon, and pinch in real mineral salt. Raw garlic, never heated, and the fat matters because these sulfur compounds are fat soluble and your gut lining absorbs them far better with the lipid than without one. Use this the same day over greens, over roasted vegetables, over anything. And if you don't finish this the same day, throw it out. You should never store raw garlic in the oil form at room temperature. Garlic is a low acid food. Oil is an oxygen-free environment, and that combination is one of the classic setups for botulism. If you want the fermented version, and I know you do because you've been watching me and you keep asking me, the good news is fermented and aged garlic keep a different set of sulfur compounds and are far more stable than Allicin, which is exactly why traditional cultures aged it. That one deserves its own video. Comment below if you want to see it. That's everything you need to know about garlic, and if you use this right, it is a real upgrade every single meal you make going forward, and it costs absolutely nothing. I'm Drew Canoli, and I'm on a mission to transform 100 million lives. Let's go!